In this video, I'm going to give you guys a complete and direct behind the scenes look at my entire for sale by owner cold calling process. This specific process that I used helped me sell over $1.5 million in commissions in my very first 3 years as an agent. I was 23 years old. I knew nobody. I had no prior real estate experience. And just by banking on exactly the strategy that I'm going to show you today, I was able to become top producer month over month, quarter over quarter, and again, generate over $1.5 million in commissions. Stay with me in this video. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I use Zillow to manually hand dial for sale by owners. I'm going to show you how I use PropStream to do about 30 to 45 seconds of research prior to the phone call to be able to give myself the biggest competitive advantage before I actually get on the phone. I'm going to be flipping back and forth from this screen, showing you guys Zillow, giving you guys some insight as to what my for sale by owner script looks like, and going back and forth from PropStream and showing you guys how to use that as well. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's make our first phone call. My first part of my process, guys, for example, today I'm going to be calling the Miami, Florida market. I like to use a term that's called selective prospecting, right? Imagine this: you're a realtor in XYZ market, whatever market you're in, and you want to make $250,000 in a year. If you want to make $250,000 in a year, you have to understand that your time has to be worth a certain amount. Let's go to Miami real quick and take a look at how many for sale by owners there are, right? We're going to uncheck all of these boxes and we're going to only look at for sale by owners in Miami. Okay. Let's take a zoom out here real quick. And let's imagine this is our area. We're going to go a little bit into Broward. And there are 317 opportunities that we can potentially call, right? Out of these 317 opportunities, there are going to be homeowners that are significantly better prospects than others. So if you want to make 100,000, 200,000, $500,000 as a realtor, as I just said, you need to understand the value of your time. Selective prospecting means finding out of these 317 opportunities, which ones are the best ones to call first, which ones are the best ones to spend follow-up time with. And the way that I do that is very simple. Let's go ahead and remove this boundary real quick. First thing we're going to do is obviously look for sale by owners. In my opinion, new for sale by owners are significantly better and easier to convert than older for sale by owners. Not to say they're not possible. I just prefer having a search set up for new for sale by owners. That way I can be one of the first ones to call them. So for example, let's say I wanted to geographically prospect an area that was within a 45-minute drive for me. I live in Edgewater. So let's say I wanted to go all the way up to Fort Lauderdale, all the way down to Homestead. This is the area that I'm going to look at. The average price point in Miami is anywhere around 450 to 500,000. Let's say I wanted to be aggressive and only prospect, $650,000 homes and up. I'm going to hit a minimum price of 650 right here. And I'm going to apply that. And let's go ahead and actually filter by home type. For example, why do I do this? Townhomes and single family homes in my market are significantly smoother processes than selling a condominium. Not to say that I won't call a $2, $3, $4, $5 million condo. I just don't want to deal with a $3, $4, $5, $6, $700,000 condo when I can deal with a single family home that is going to give me the same amount of commission with significantly less hours of work. So that's why I put these filters. Let's go ahead and assume that I only want to do houses and townhomes for the sake of this exercise. And then we're going to go over here, make sure that we only have owner posted homes checked off. And I like to not show 55 plus communities. For me, it's just, I believe, an easier sales process. So the term selective prospecting for me means being intentional before I even get on the phone. Okay. So this is my first part of the process. We're going to go ahead and add all these filters, apply, and we are going to have 60 results. Okay. 2.2, 710, 839, etc. 4.6. We're going to call these right now. PropStream is something that I use hand in hand. If you guys want a free trial to PropStream, in my opinion, it is the best data tool that you can use. You can skip trace numbers from here. You can look at basically any information about a homeowner, and it's just $97 a month. And if you guys want a free trial, that link is going to be in the description. We're going to make a call here. We're going to get the property address. We're going to copy it. We're going to put it into PropStream. And first thing I'm looking for really is the name. I want to find the name of this homeowner. That way, instead of saying, hey, is this a property owner of 123 Street? I'm saying, hey, John, this one is Richard Yvonne Ferradas. So Ferradas looks to be the last name. This also gives me estimated value. It gives me how many open mortgages, estimated balances. It gives me the length of their ownership, 6 years and 10 months. Typically, properties that have been owned for more than 4 or 5 years at least are the better options. You're built, all kinds of different information that you can go ahead and look at really quickly. I would say don't spend more than 30 to 45 seconds before making a call. There's going to be other videos on my channel where I get straight into calls, but in this specific video, I wanted to give you guys the breakdown of my pre-call process. So let's get right into this. We're going to call, Richard, or we'll see how it goes. If it's a girl that answers, I'm going to probably say property owner. Let's go here. Phone number. Another thing that I'll do real quick is look at the description on Zillow. Briefly go through the pictures to get an understanding. Like, for example, these are decent pictures. I want to be able to try to gauge the motivation of a homeowner before I even call them. This looks to me like they were posted it looks like it was posted on the MLS in 2025. So that gives me an indication that they might have listed. If I wanted to be really, really technical about it, I would just open the MLS and also look at that. But for right now, we're going to make this phone call. I have some good context, $839, good price point. Let's rip it. And again, I manually dial for sale by owners when it comes to expireds, circle prospects. For rent by owners, I'll do a dialer, but for sale by owners, this is my exact process.
To voicemail. The person you're trying to reach.
So it didn't answer the first time. We're going to go ahead and do a double dial.
Forwarded to voice.
Okay, looks like their phone is not working. We're going to go on to the next. By the way, if I was formally calling, which is something I'm going to actually add to this video in the description, I use a for sale by owner spreadsheet. I obviously use a CRM, but when I was calling for sale by owners, I had a spreadsheet that I used. I'm going to upload that for you guys as well. I'm not going to input or make notes on that right now for the sake of the video, but I will give you guys that resource as well. All right, let's do 4.6 here. This is a model home. Let's see here. Completion September 25. Let's actually skip this one because I want to call homes that are ready to go. All right, let's copy this right here. Paste it. This is the real raw truth of what cold calling is. It's a little bit of research. With for sale by owners, you're not looking to do 100 dials. You're looking to do 30, 40 dials in a day, have 15 conversations and set 5 appointments. Beatty or Betty, I'm going to butcher that name, but, or Dora, Dora. Her name is Dora. All right, Dora, she's been in the property 9 years and she does not have a mortgage. All right, let's give her a call. Well, you guys want to see that. I just noticed that I was clicked out of there, but this is the property.
Hello.
Hi, yeah, Dora?
Yes.
Dora, how are you? It's actually Alexis. I just clicked on the home you have for sale here on Romano Avenue. Yeah, is that one still?
Are you a realtor or are you a person interested in buying them?
No, I'm an agent. I know you are for sale by owner. I just wanted to.
Okay, I am, and I'm not getting an agent. I have family that are brokers, and I want to do this myself. So if you're calling to get the house listed, the answer is a big no, and do not bother me again. Okay?
That's okay, Rose. Dora, I haven't really said anything about listing the house. Again, I know you've probably gotten a ton of calls from agents.
You're wasting my time. So what are you calling?
No. Dora, listen. That's in Miami. That is it's common. My big thing, like internally with that, is these people obviously want to sell the home for the most amount of money. What if I was actually a broker calling with the buyer? She didn't even let me say one thing. These are the kinds of people that end up, if you look up, for example, we'll go on ChatGPT here. How much less does a FSBO sell for than a MLS listed home on average in 2024? For those of you guys that are maybe like new agents, I just looked this up on ChatGPT. For those of you guys that are like new agents and wonder, well, like they could probably just sell it on their own. They could sell it on their own, but the data is so strong. FSBO median sale price 380, agent assisted MLS median sale price 435. Notes that FSBO properties tend to go for about 15% less. Mind you, the commission they're arguing about, let's say it's 4 to 6%. If they do it FSBO, on average, they'll do it 50% less. And if she starts conversations that way, number one, selective prospecting, I don't want to work with a client that has that kind of energy. And number two, she's going to end up selling the property for less because of how she's communicating about the property. She's obviously completely emotionally attached to this sale and isn't leveraging her communication abilities to bring in the highest and best offers to her property. So just to give you some context on that, the best thing we do there is go on to the next right away. Let's get this number right here. Copy. Boom. Boom, boom. All right, so 9252, we got George. Let's give George a call. George has been in the property for 24 years. George has a balance of 500. So it looks like he probably, the estimated value of the home is 565. He's asking 685. And it looks like he has an open mortgage for 500, which means he probably took a second home equity line of credit out. Let's see here. Where can we find this? Mortgage. This mortgage was taken out in 2008, which is interesting. It's probably like some sort of second mortgage in 2008. But all right, let's call George. Let's see what's up. Pictures don't look too good. House looks like he's maybe a little bit older. Let's give him a ring. Here we go. Hat going backwards. This one's been on the market 61 days, by the way. So I want you guys to see if he does answer how the difference in my approach with a brand new listed home and a home that's been on the market for quite a bit.
Hi, calling.
Let me show you guys what the voicemail looks like.
Leave me a brief message. They know return your call as soon as I'm able. Have a wonderful day.
Hey, George, it's actually Alexis. I just clicked on the home you have for sale on 136th Street. If that home's still available, I do have a couple questions about it. Just give me a ring back at this number. Again, my name's Alexis, 305-970-4305. Thanks, George. Talk soon. So that was a good example of what I would do with a voicemail for a for sale by owner. Key takeaways there are I did not say, hey, George, I'm a realtor with eXp Realty calling you about the property on 136th Street. I said, hey, George, it's actually Alexis. I just clicked on the home on 136th Street. If it's still available, give me a ring back. I have a couple questions. Again, it's Alexis, 305-970-4305. Why do I do it that way? The only point of leaving a voicemail or sending a text is to get a call back. So the next thing I would do if I wanted to, and maybe we'll get a call back during this session, I'm going to send him a text, pull up my phone, and I will say, hey, George, it's actually Alexis. I was calling about 136th Street. If it's still available, give me a ring back. That's it. Couple things can happen here. George can either text me back, are you a realtor? Do you have a buyer? If he texts me back right away, I'm not going to engage. I'm going to call him again. Higher likelihood of him converting. Again, you're going to have the highest conversion rate with for sale by owners over the phone. Okay. I know we haven't gone on any live calls yet. We're probably going to link another video right below this description with another video that has straight up calls. This is more of a contextual video. I obviously want to get on some calls, but giving you guys context on my calling process, voicemail process, text message process, etc. Let's go on to the next. Let's assume we don't know the name of this person. We are not using a broker. Please call this number. Okay, perfect. When I read, we are not using a broker, I'm reading, Alexis, if you're looking at this, please call me. I want to talk to you. That's exactly what I'm reading. You should not shy away from these properties, guys. I have listed in my career. I'm obviously no longer in production. I'll probably make another video about that and why I don't do production anymore. But when I was in production, when I first started, I was scared to call these properties. And then I got several listings from properties that had this in the description. because I learned how to handle and manage the objections. Again, piece of context here: a for sale by owner is just an individual with a different perspective that thinks that by using no agents, saving on commissions, and doing it on their own, being in control of the transaction, they're going to make more money. They couldn't be further from the truth. And our job on these calls is not to sell the listing, not to sell our company, not to sell our features, but to sell a conversation that can help them understand a different perspective. That's all we want to do on these conversations. Okay. Let's give him a ring. Him or her. Let's see who we got here. Sheesh. It is a Sunday, by the way, guys. So.
Your call has.
But some of my most successful calling sessions in my career were on Saturdays and Sundays. So I would highly encourage that you call on the weekends as well. On holidays, I don't give a shit. I call anyways. Let's see if we can get one on the phone here. I'm pretty sure, by the way, guys, some point in this video, if you want to skip straight to the calls, you'll be able to. I'll put it in the description exactly when the actual calls start. Hello?
Yes.
Hi. Yeah, I just clicked on the home here on 4th Street. That's for sale. Yeah. Yeah. Is that property still available, or did you guys already put a contract on it? I know it's been on the market for, I think, like 30 days or so.
Still available.
It's still available?
Yeah.
Okay. This is actually Alexis, by the way. I know that you are for sale by owner, and I am an agent. I guess just out of curiosity, if I connected you with someone that obviously had an offer that made sense for you, is that something you're closed-minded to right now, as long as the numbers made sense for you?
Yeah. Yeah, that would work.
That's something you're open to?
Yeah.
Okay. And obviously, I mean, I'm looking at the pictures here. It looks like there's some furniture still in the property. If I did connect you with, okay. You guys would do like a 30 to 45 day close. Would that be okay? Or would you guys need a special timeline?
30 days would be fine.
Okay. And if you don't mind me asking again, I'm sure you've gotten a ton of calls. The main reason why you guys are doing for sale by owners, mainly the commission, or is there an alternative reason?
No, the commission.
Okay. And I'm assuming, I mean, well, I'm not assuming, but if you guys spend maybe another 30, 45 days on the market, at that point, would you guys be open-minded to exploring a different option, as long as it meant getting you guys the numbers you're looking for?
Not really, because we're not in a rush.
Oh, okay. That was gonna be, what was your name, by the way? I'm sorry, I didn't catch it in the beginning.
Janet.
Janet, I'm Alexis. Again, I'm sure you've talked to a lot of realtors, and I'm sure you're also aware the market in Miami is a little difficult right now. You guys haven't just thought about maybe keeping this property and renting it out?
We do have another property that we can rent it, but not this one. We have a lot of emotional attachment to this one.
Okay, so if you guys don't end up selling it, you guys are obviously just gonna keep it, I'm assuming. Okay, but I mean, I guess just so I understand, Janet, obviously I know that you want to do it without a realtor for now. If it meant getting you the right offer, is selling something you guys are actually interested in at this point? I guess you obviously told me you have like an emotional attachment to the property, which is totally fair. But if you guys did get the right offer, is selling this property something you're actually interested in?
Oh, no, yeah. To sell it, yes, but not to rent it.
Okay. Okay. And I guess I mean, the last question I'll have for you, Jenna, I know I'm taking a lot of your time here. If an agent actually showed you a way they can get the property sold in a manner that makes sense for you.
I'm not interested in working on it with an agent. I have my own agent if I wanted to go.
I guess the question I was trying to ask, Janet, if it meant making significantly more money from the property, you still wouldn't consider working with an agent at that point. Is that what I'm hearing?
No.
Is there a specific reason for that? You had a bad experience, or?
I have my own agent. If I wanted to experience or go into that route, I have
Right.
my own.
Okay, no, that's fair, Janet. That's fair. Again, I appreciate you taking the time to speak to me. And I'm assuming that obviously when you know, before you posted the house for sale, you obviously sat down with her and asked her what she would do
Yes.
to sell the property, right?
Yeah.
And you still felt that's okay, Janet. Can I ask you one more question? You felt like going for sale by owner was the best route for this
Yes,
property?
right now, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is this the first time you guys do for sale by owner?
Oh, no.
No? Okay.
We usually do this.
I mean, the only reason why I'm asking you this, Janet, it's a $750,000 home. You know that for sale by owners sell for like around 20% less most of the time, right?
Oh, it depends. It depends on the condition of the property. It depends what it is there to offer. But
Yeah.
Thanks for your call, okay?
Yeah, Janet, I mean, I guess, again, you've been on the market for 36 days. If for whatever reason I see that you're still on the market in a couple of weeks, is it okay if I give you a call back and we maybe have a conversation? Okay. Like I said, my name was Alexis. I'll send you my contact and we'll have a chat soon, okay?
Thanks.
Okay, Janet, you got it. Bye. Yeah, well, that wasn't the best conversation, but it was a conversation. It lasted 4 minutes. Janet seemed to be pretty close-minded about working with agents. I tried to make some points there by sharing with her some feedback about for sale by owners, but she was just a very close-minded individual. That's 3 or 4 dials, one conversation. Let's go on to the next. By the way, if you guys have any comments, questions, if you guys want to know why I said a certain thing at a certain time, please feel free to ask me. Let's keep on going. We're going to get an appointment here in a second. Let's make it happen. All right, I think we're back online. Here we go. All right, so we got Esther. So I kind of breezed through these notes here. For sale by owner as is, no realtors, please. We'll be showing on Saturdays, 11 to 4, by appointment only. Thank you. All right, let's give Esther a call. She's been in the property for 8 years, has some equity. All right, let's give it a shot here. I hope you guys can hear this okay.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
So I typically double dial. I'm going to double dial anyways. Again, it's Sunday at 3:40 p.m., so I don't give a shit. I'm here to serve. I'm here to help. Something that you guys need to learn is that when you get to a point in your career where you actually have the ability to serve and impact and, again, help them avoid these numbers here, this is a big discrepancy. 13%, 15%, 20%. When you build the confidence and you actually are able to sell these homes for significantly more money, you don't care whether you're being pushy, whether you get blocked. You're looking for that next individual that you can serve and you can help and you can impact them in a positive way. Because let's be honest, guys, a majority of you guys watching this video are probably trying to do better for yourselves. There's a lot of agents that don't do this. They don't take the time to go on YouTube and try to educate themselves. They don't take the time to invest into themselves and go into training platforms to elevate their communication skill sets. And a lot of these for sale by owners eventually end up listing. The last call that I just had, she was like, I have someone in mind. We all know, and we can all agree that if that agent was actually a good agent, they would have worked with them in the first place because the value proposition would have been so clear. So I've never been scared to double dial, triple dial, keep pushing, keep asking questions. She wanted to hang up a long time ago. I want to keep going, keep going, keep going. Because I know if she gives me an opportunity to share a perspective, a different lens, a different point of view, I know I can impact her family in a positive way. So I would highly encourage you guys to get into that mindset because you become almost unstoppable, right? Like most of you guys, for a second there, I got off the call and I'm like, I'm on YouTube right now. There could be potentially thousands of people watching this video. I felt the rejection. I felt that fear running through my veins, but you just got to shake it off and go to the next call because if not, you're not going to be able to impact the next individual. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. We're going to find the next opportunity. Let's go here. Copy. Let's pop it into PropStream. And let's see who we got. Let's see if we get a John. All right, Sandra. All good. Sandra, for sale by owner, realtors, we respectfully ask you not contact us about listing or buyer representation. Okay. Yeah, I'm here to serve, man. I'm here to serve you guys watching this video as realtors. I'm here to help you guys understand that these are massive opportunities with for sale by owners. And yeah, we're here to help. Let's see what Sandra's got.
Hello.
Hi, Sandra.
Yes.
Sandra, hi, how are you? This is actually Alexis. I just clicked on the home you have here in Ironwood for sale.
Yes.
Yeah, I see it's been on the market for like about a month. Is it still available or did you guys already put a contract on it?
No, it's still available.
It's still available. Okay, Sandra, listen, I'm sure you've gotten calls from realtors. I'm going to keep it very short. I'm just curious if I did connect you with the buyer that had an offer that made sense for you. As long as the numbers made sense, if you're at least open to the idea of that sort of collaboration.
Collaboration of what kind? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm assuming, Sandra, obviously I've spoken to a lot of for sale by owners. in my career. I'm assuming that the main goal for you is to sell the property, if you do sell it, for the most amount of money. Is that right?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. My only question, Sandra, is obviously if I connect you with a client that had an offer that made sense for you, and after the commissions, the closing costs, you still had the numbers you were looking for. If that's an idea that you're at least open to exploring, if it came down to that.
How much is your commission? How much are you looking for?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, Sandra. My commission's obviously completely negotiable. Again, I understand that you're for sale by owner. I see the property here in Weston. I do a lot of business in Weston, so I just wanted to reach out to you and see if you were even open to the idea. If I were to bring you an offer, obviously I would have to make sure that the numbers look good for you first before we can obviously talk about that. Just trying to get more of an idea of where you're at with that, right? It sounds like you are open to it as long as
how much you willing to get on your commission. That's what I ask you, because I got somebody calling me and he wanted 4%, which is, to me, is too much.
Right. Well, again, I think
Just to represent the buyers.
right. I think at the end of the day, Sandra, I mean, I'm looking at the home. It's a nice home. I think you've been in it I have the information here for quite a bit of time. So if you are going to sell it, you obviously, like I said earlier, you want to sell it for the most amount of money. I know a lot of the owners that I've spoken to in the past focus on the percent of commission, but at the end of the day, I think you want to net, after all the closing costs and, title fees, commissions, you want to just put the most amount in your pocket, right? Is that the main reason why you guys did it this way for sale by owner, the commissions, or there was another reason why you guys wanted to take this route, if you don't mind me asking?
No, I bought my house without a realtor intervention. The person who bought this house was doing all sale by owner, and I did it by myself in 1 month. It was done. Only the title company reviewed all the documents. They had an attorney. Everything went well in 1 month. He had his money, and I had my keys.
This
I didn't
was
see any need for a realtor.
no, and I agree with you. It can totally get done without an agent. This was when you bought the property, right? Like 16 years ago, 17 years ago. So I don't know if this is important to you, Sandra, or not. I mean, we're obviously in a different era where technology and artificial intelligence is leveraged completely different. I'll be honest with you. The only two things that sell a property for more money is its marketing, the way you're able to get it in front of the right people, and once you have a potential client, the way that you communicate the value of the home. So the only thing that I do different than other agents is leverage marketing in a completely different way. And when somebody calls me about the property, let's say I was representing you as your agent, I try to communicate the value proposition of that home at a different level.
I know you have some people interested in my house.
Yeah, I do. I could have that, but what I want to explain to you, Sandra, is like you said earlier, you wouldn't want to pay somebody to bring somebody, to your property and have them negotiate against you. From what I'm getting on this call, you want to make the most amount of money, right?
Yes.
And I obviously don't know. I obviously don't know if working with a realtor is something that you even want to explore. I guess the only question I have for you.
No. I'm willing to pay a commission for the buyer's, agent, to the buyer's agent, but I don't think I need an agent on my side. I have done my research, and I'm aware what's needed out there. So I don't think I need a realtor, but I'm aware that a lot of the buyers, they want to be, I guess, supported by an agent or helped by an agent, and I understand that.
Okay.
So I'm willing to pay a commission to the buyer's agent, but I don't think I need one.
Can I be honest with you, Sandra?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and listen, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. I know I called you on a Sunday. I think you can 100% sell the home on your own, without a doubt. What I was trying to explain to you a little bit earlier, one of the main selling points that, again, I've been a realtor for 5 years. I've sold many homes that were for sale by owner. One of the main things that a buyer looks for in a property is a good financial deal, but also an emotional reason to move, right? Restaurants, school zones, different areas and things that your property can offer them. If a property is marketed the right way with the right agent, and obviously the value proposition of your home is communicated correctly, a much higher result can be generated for that seller. So if you were to pay a buyer's agent a commission, you're basically paying somebody to bring in a buyer, but negotiate against you and do things in the interest of their client and not you. I know that right now you don't need a realtor. And again, I'm being clear that you can sell it without an agent. But the only question I'm trying to ask you, Sandra, is if it would be worth even just 20 minutes of your time to show you what I do differently with marketing and sales that can generate you more money than you can generate yourself. Again, I don't know if that's important to you. Okay.
Let me know.
I appreciate you taking the time, Sandra. Can I ask you one more question?
Have a great day. Bye.
Someone like this, if I had my spreadsheet here, I would pop it open. Guys, also, Miami's a tough market. Miami is a tough market. If you use the word tracks, the tonality, and the objection handling that I used on that call in other markets, again, I train students in every single market in the US, you will be setting appointments left and right. This is just a very difficult market. She's probably gotten hundreds of calls. I almost got through to her. What I was going to say was if I would have had my spreadsheet, I definitely put this in as a follow-up. I wasn't able to dig into the motivation, but it's a good price point. So I would definitely follow up and call this person again. But what I want to share is if you guys follow this, right, and this is my private community script right here, the FSBO script. Everything that I just used is on here right now. This is only for my private students. I'll do you guys one better. If you guys gotten this far in the video and you comment the word script, you have to comment the word script. I will privately send you this script. This is my inner circle script. It is only for them. This is exactly what I use to go ahead and have the conversation that I just had. I'm very obviously not script based, but that is the foundation. If you guys watch my videos and try to replicate my word tracks, this will work at a much higher rate in other markets. If I keep calling, I've already had 2 conversations. I've called like 5 people. I'm obviously going to continue getting appointments. We're just like 30 minutes. Yeah, literally 30 minutes into this. But from what I've noticed with my other students in other markets, it's so much easier. People are so much nicer. People in Florida, South Florida especially, are very, very close-minded. But I hope you guys are getting value from this so far. I'm going to keep going. Keep making a couple calls here. And if you guys are ever wanting to like, oh, I would have said this instead, I'm definitely open to hear what you guys have to share. That's why I think one of the most important activities for me as a realtor was call review, like actually going back and listening to my phone calls and be like, you know what? Because when you're in the heat of the moment, I'm on fucking YouTube recording content, like I'm not thinking perfectly about what I'm going to say next. I try to. I'm obviously at a very advanced level of communication, but when you're doing a call review, you're like, oh, I could have said that instead. So one other tip that I have for you guys is definitely record your calls and listen to them back. Use AI to leverage that. I'll make another video on that as well. So many different tools that you guys can use to improve your skill sets. Let's see what we got here. No appointments so far, right? No appointments so far, but two good conversations. Some of you guys might also be like, well, that's really a pushy approach. Why don't you just try to do more follow-up, more rapport building? And truth of the matter is, if I call her back in 3 days, she might remember who I am, might not. She might be at a point where she finally wants to talk to an agent. If I don't, like in my experience, when I use this approach, if I didn't use it, I was going to start losing listings to other agents. I'm going to eventually talk to somebody today that is going to be open-minded, that will give me an appointment today and I will have a listing tomorrow. That's why I use this approach. I've gotten some of my deals in the follow-up. I've gotten most of my deals from the first call, from the first appointment. This is a nice one, 2.5 mil in Fort Lauderdale. I think by far, guys, the most undisputed best lead sources for sale by owners. These people are investors. This is probably an investor heavy for sure. Investors, homeowners that are selling, buying, relocating, 1031 exchanges. Like people are in the market right now. If you're a new agent, and you don't have business, you don't have a sphere, learn how to make these calls, man. Learn how to make these calls and you're really going to be able to generate business very fast. Stick to it for a few months. Don't give up easy. This changed my life for real. Not to get like super deep, but for sale by owners really set the table for everything that I've done in my career. So huge opportunity. I'm going to try to end this video here in a few minutes. Try to give you guys one more phone call, but I hope I give you guys some insight as to what a real call session looks like. I was probably having 4 to 5 conversations an hour. I'm obviously filming for YouTube, giving you guys context, not straight dialing. And I've had 2 conversations in 40 minutes. I was having 4 to 5, sometimes more in an hour. and I was dialing maybe like 6, 7 hours a day. So I was having 15, 20, 30 sometimes conversations in a day with people that were in the market right now. Um, Crazy tip, but some of my students have done this. If you're in a market where you don't have this many for sale by owner opportunities and you want to pursue for sale by owners, move to a different market, get uncomfortable and move to a different market. But this for me changed my life because it gave me as a young agent an opportunity to make a name for myself, become a top producer, build a referral network, build something through social media. And the way that gets built is with credibility. This let me build credibility. It let me make 210, 220,000. I forgot what the exact number was in my first year of sales, because this is right now business, right? If you watch the right videos, you invest into a mentor. If you guys want to know what that looks like, just click the link below and book a call. That's what I did when I was coming up. I had a very, very good one-on-one in-person mentor that I split some commissions with, and he taught me this game. And I learned a lot from YouTube as well. And more importantly, applying, making the calls, making the dials. And my ability to communicate now has changed my life forever. I get to speak on stages all around the world in front of hundreds, if not thousands of people. I get to make content all the time that gets hundreds of thousands and millions of views. And I get to live a life that I'm proud of, a life that serves others as well. And this is all because of For Sale by Owner. So, with that being said, let's call Luis. By the way, if you guys want, I have a free Skool platform. If you guys want that, there's a link for that as well. Like I said earlier, if you're serious about elevating your communication skill sets, I do have a platform where I customize a strategy for you in your market. I lay it out all for you. It's done with you. I show you who to call, where to find the leads, how to organize them, what systems to use, exactly what to say, how to prepare for the presentations A through Z. If you want to know what that looks like and learn more about, by the way, my guarantee is that if you work with me within the 6 months that you work with me, I will work with you until you make at least $25,000 in commissions, which is multiple times over of what you will ever invest with me. So if you want to know what that looks like, just click the link below and book a call, and I'm happy to have a chat with you guys. Let's see if we can have one more conversation, James. One more. Completely remodel, 19 days on market. One more time, gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, all right, don't want romancing. Jonathan and Mariana, 4 years in this property. These for sale by owners are overpriced. I'm gonna make another video. Probably have another video already talking about how to get for sale by owners that are overpriced into a realistic standpoint, or just find out whether or not they're serious, right? Hey, Jonathan? Hey, Jonathan, it's actually Alexis. I just clicked on the home that you have here on 29th for sale. Is that property still available, or did you guys already happen to find a buyer for that?
No, it is available.
Okay. I know you guys are for sale by owner. I'm an agent. I'll be transparent. I just wanted to know if I did connect you with a client that had an offer that made sense, if you guys are open to the idea of collaborating, as long as you have the numbers that you're looking for.
Absolutely.
You are? Okay. And
If you bring a qualified buyer, we'll even pay commission to the selling agent.
okay, that's fair. I'm looking at the pictures, and from what I'm seeing, it looks like it's vacant. What does
No,
that
it's
look?
not. Those are pictures from when it was vacant, but currently it is occupied by myself.
Okay.
So yeah, it is fully furnished, so they can see it furnished. If
Okay.
it helps them get a better idea of the space and all that.
Okay. I'm assuming priority number one for you, Jonathan, is obviously if you do sell it, selling it for the most amount, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And priority number two would obviously be having a timeline that fits your needs. So I guess, what does that look like if I did connect you with the right client? What does a moving process look like for you guys, if you don't mind me asking?
No, completely flexible. Doesn't really matter.
Okay. So have you
We
got?
can do it right away, or we can take a few months. It doesn't matter to me. We have another property here in Miami we can move to if anything, and or if not, again, I don't. If the time is not really, we're okay on that point.
Okay. And random question. I mean, I know you probably have not gotten this question, but you guys haven't just thought about keeping this property and renting it?
Yeah, but no, we decided we want to sell just because we put a lot of money into the property, and the last thing I want is someone vandalizing or something like that.
Right. Okay. Because it says here remodeled, impact windows, doors. I'm assuming you guys put some new stuff in the pool.
No, yeah, the pool is actually brand new. The pool just finished it last year.
Okay. How old is the roof, if you don't mind me asking, Jonathan?
The roof is a little older. The roof, if I understand correctly, it's probably over 15 years old. Because it was there before I bought the house.
Okay.
But it is completely sealed, and I had it inspected a couple years ago before I bought the property, and then I had it painted in black when they do that whole coating to it or whatever.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay. And I guess a question that's important, Jonathan, obviously, I'm assuming you told me you wanted to make the most amount of money from the sale. Is the reason why you guys did it for sale by owner because of the commissions mainly, or is there an alternative reason why you guys wouldn't consider working with an agent as long as it meant more money for you guys?
Yeah, no, I just want to do it by myself for now. So
Okay. Is there a point in time, and again, I know that you guys right now, and to be honest, you could 100% sell it on your own. That's not what the question is here.
no, and I used to be a licensed realtor a few years back, so I'm familiar with the process.
Okay.
Looking at listed.
That's fair. And I guess, based on what you just told me, if I gave you a second opinion, Jonathan, and because the only two things that sell a property for more or less is the way that you market it. And once somebody calls about the property, the way that you communicate the value of the property. Obviously, things have changed even in the last 6 months with marketing, with AI and different services that we use now. If you met with an agent that made you feel like they can get you a significantly better financial result, you wouldn't consider that at all right now, right?
No, no. And like I said, just because I know what I'm asking for the house, I'm familiar with the appraisal process, and I understand there might be things out there that might be able to help close the deal a little bit quicker. But I'm not really at that point. If I needed to sell it fast, then yeah, maybe I would consider
Yeah.
putting it with an agent. But that's not what.
Okay. I mean, I guess just so I understand, Jonathan, if I did get you something in the next, just imagine in the next week, is that something that would be comfortable for you, or do you prefer selling it a little bit later on in the year?
Again, it doesn't matter to me. I
Okay.
can sell it in a week. I can sell it in 6 months. It doesn't make it.
Okay. Again, I'm just sharing all this with you because it is a price point right under $1 million. And even if you were able, like, let's say you hired the right agent in a hypothetical world and they sold it for another 12% than what you can sell it for, that's a lot of money. That's over $100,000. The reason why I mentioned that number specifically is because that's the average price point percentage that I sell for sell by owners for in my career. So again, just sharing that with you, it's not necessarily about the appraisal or the inspection. It's about, number one, the marketing, and I'm sure you can agree with me on this. You've probably gotten a majority of calls from realtors that are trying to get the listing. And the other majority of calls might be from investors that are not giving you the money that you want. I don't know if I'm right about that.
No, I mean I have done quite a few realtors and all making the same promise that you're making now.
Well, I haven't made a promise yet.
No, I mean in the sense of that, marketing and all that would sell the pretty much faster. And
The right marketing for sure. Have you met? I'm sorry. Have you met with anybody yet, Jonathan, or you just really never taken the time to sit down with anybody and hear a different perspective?
Not gonna meet with anyone right now, but if you have someone that you want to show the property to, you can definitely give me a call.
Okay. So I guess right now, again, just to make sure I'm on the same page with you, Jonathan, you're fully closed-minded, and that's fair, even if it meant getting you a better result for more money.
Have a good one.
So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I basically pushed these for sale by owners to the edge. He said, that's enough. Have a good one. I'd rather do that. Again, like I said earlier in the video, I'd rather do that than go and say, hey, Jonathan, well, if 45 days go by and you don't sell the property, what happens next, right? And then go through a follow-up cadence. There's a lot of great agents. One of my actually good friends, I'm not going to say any names. He's a great person, great coach. He has a great follow-up strategy that's worked tremendously for him and a lot of my students. My personal approach is this, because if Jonathan were to ever hire an agent, and we're going to end the video with this, if Jonathan were to ever hire an agent, he wants somebody that can represent him, negotiate on his behalf, and bring him a better result than he can bring himself. Jonathan's not going to block my number. And if he does, guess what? I'm going to call him from a different number. And if he blocks that number, I will, if I want this listing bad enough, which is what I did when I was in production, I will show up, knock on his door, lower his guard at the door, and just have an opportunity to present a different perspective, right? Oh, why are you here? Why are you here at my door? Hey, look, Jonathan, I know that you don't want to work with an agent, right? Would you beat me up? Would you kill me if I showed you how to make another $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 at this price point, 100% possible on this home? That's how I've gotten my listings, guys. I got traumatized early in my career by using a follow-up approach, people were telling me I was too aggressive. And I would go on Zillow week later, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, and it would be listed with another agent, right? So some of you guys might be watching this while you're just burning a lead. He's not going to remember who I am in 3 or 4 or 5 days. And if I'm being honest, that wasn't the most motivated prospect. When you keep calling, you're going to find really motivated prospects. But this person is still a very good, open, and possible lead that is in the market right now. With the right follow-up, this will get done. But my last final point is you will get much more business faster, in my opinion, with a more straightforward approach. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. 3 conversations in about 50 minutes. Again, still doing the whole YouTube thing, content creation thing for you. I average anywhere from 4 to 6 conversations an hour when I was dialing full time. And that will get you to $250,000 in commissions. If you guys want to speak, one-on-one link is below. If you guys want more free resources, there is a link below to my Skool community. I'm going to link below as well my PropStream link if you guys want to try that out for free. It is an amazing tool. And if you guys want to watch what to do next at a listing presentation, I'm going to put that video below as well. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go.